Okay, it hit me why I had this take. It really set in.
Okay.
One of the more anticipated games on the schedule is this Raider-Niner game. And I think it's pretty cool that if you told me just in general, where would you want this game? You'd be like, okay, go there, right? Go experience that thing. Put it in Vegas.
You haven't seen
just,
that yet.
Yeah, I just think if you just said like to win or to lose, just like where would the game be the sweetest? I think we'd all agree it'd be in Vegas, right? And New Year's and that weekend, like that's a weekend. It's a freebie to have some fun, right? It's like 4th of July or Memorial Day. Like you don't have to be in New Orleans or in Scottsdale or Cancun to be having a good time. Like people just having a good time on New Year's Eve, like out at restaurants, bars, hanging out. Like everyone's just in a good mood. Like it's just kind of party time wherever you are. It's just a natural built in. Well, if I told you this game was in like middle of October or some random weekend in November, early December, you'd be like, oh, just go have a good time. And it's like an extra added vacation where you throw this week 17. It's on New Year's Day. It's like it's overlapping something that it doesn't need to overlap. Like this by itself would be like last year, the Rams Niners, that random weekend. It fell on week 18. It was so big. It felt like, God, this is a fucking by itself. This thing feels like a bowl game or something, right? Week 18. Now, if you had put that on Christmas, it would have been a lot going on. I remember watching games on Christmas. I'm glad it was like Raiders, Colts, and Cardinals, or it was Raiders, Browns. And I don't even remember the games, but it was just give me a random game. I got a lot of other stuff going on. I don't love this overlapping with the day that doesn't need. I could have done a crappy game here because this game should have shined like December 10th, or I don't even know if that's a Sunday.
Or
but
prime
you know what
time.
I mean? Yeah, or definitely Monday Night Football, Monday or Sunday Night Football on a random week when it's just like I don't have to worry about other stuff. It's a random weekend. But this is not for most people. Like stuff's going on, family, kids, your own parties, your wife. Like this is, I feel bad. I think we all lose out a little bit with this.
So I don't agree.
Yeah,
I don't agree with you, but I completely, but I do understand your point. I mean, what you're basically saying is if you took that game and put it on a regular Sunday, it's like an extra holiday. Whereas New Year's is already a holiday. Why are we doubling down? It's already an event. I understand what you're saying. This is too much for one event when you can spread it out a little bit. I get that. I don't mind it. I think I
think it could get lost a little in the shuffle of just people's lives. New Year's, people want to go there. People might avoid it because of New Year's.
Yeah. I think you'll get people going there for New Year's Eve, but you would have had that, whatever. I think anybody could have gone there for New Year's Eve, and you could have gone there any other time. You could go there non-New Year's Eve, and it'd probably be a good time, right? If that game was on another random Sunday.
Yeah.
I do think to me, what I like about it is it creates a pretty great, I mean, you're going to have the Sugar Bowl, the Peach Bowl, and the Fiesta all on Saturday. Then you'll have that game on Sunday. So I think it's going to be and then you'll have the Rose Bowl on Monday. So
I'm not anti-football. I like a lot of football.
I know. I like it, but I understand what you're saying. I don't think people are going to have a big problem activating for that game. Now it is a challenge. Like if you go to Vegas for New Year's to then rally for football Sunday, but let me flip it. You could argue this. Monday being a holiday helps you out in a big way, as opposed to Monday not being a holiday. Let's just say it's a random.
So you get back-to-back Fridays.
Let's say it's October 30th. You play that game, right?
Yeah.
On a Sunday, you're still going to Vegas Saturday night. Do you go as hard as you would New Year's, or maybe a little less hard? But you might be taking a vacation day Monday, or trying to scramble to work on Monday, as opposed to just it's New Year's Day. I guess it's the Monday after New Year's, but
you could easily just go back out Sunday.
Monday off.
Yeah, I think the setup is going to be Mondays off for everyone.
Yeah, so I don't hate it, but I do understand where you're coming from on that one. I think
it would have been. You agree? It would have been sweet on a Monday Night Football.
I think so. I think they did a really good. I mean, really good. I don't want to sound like whatever. There's a lot of great games in all these primetime games. I think one thing is like the game that stands out to me is Niners at Denver. Like I'd replace that game with Niners Raiders. Russell against the Niners, that's an awesome game. That's a big deal. But I would say let's mix in something that is a rivalry game here. I think that is what plays on people's emotions more than anything. It's like there are two teams that are playing where the fan bases have a rivalry with one another. And I think people can buy into that easily. Like a lot of people on the West Coast aren't Browns or Ravens fans, but it's pretty basic in all of our lives. Browns and Ravens play, like that's a big deal.
Guy, use college. Use like Auburn, Alabama. You're like,
Absolutely.
I'll peek at the what's it called? The Iron Bowl.
Iron Bowl. Yeah. So I get it. And again, maybe you'd have this game anyway. And I haven't looked closely enough at their schedule to see if they lean like TV headline people over rivalries. But if they do, and I don't know that they do, if they do, I would say I think everyone picks up on a real rivalry. And Niners Raiders is a really unique rivalry because they're not divisional. They hardly play each other. But because of where they were, the fan bases, everyone works with a fan from everyone. It's like Giants Jets. Like everybody works with people or has people in their family. And I think that would play really well on national TV for a Monday night game. And I would replace I'm sorry, this is a Sunday night game. Denver is a Sunday night.
I know what you mean. If you could press a button and I said, Roger called me. He says he has the unbelievable ability. If you press this button, the Raiders will go to week 3, Sunday Night Football, and the Broncos will just fall in that week 17. Would you press that button?
Yeah, I mean, the challenge there, if you're looking at it from Niners perspective, is like you don't really want to go to Denver probably week 17. Could be snowing.
Yeah, well, it's like how many Niner fans are like really
I'm just talking about the team. If I'm looking at what's best for them, I wouldn't want to do that. But from
the consumer, everything we just talked about, it would be that Sunday night game would feel very, very big with Tarico and Chris, and just like they get to play each other the first time here. Both teams are good. Now you got these kind of two young hotshot coaches, Chubby Josh versus Skinny Kyle. Yeah. I maybe part of my beef is the timing, whatever, because you'd be watching football no matter what on that Sunday, New Year's. It's like the Niners are going to play that day. It's more that it just feels that game kind of gets lost, and it's like that. Like the Cardinals Monday Night Football game in Mexico City. Like, give me Cardinals games at 1:00 on Sundays are fine. Like, I wanted the Raiders to that game should feel like something.
I think part of why it gets lost is not because it's on New Year's Day, but because it's not in prime time.
Maybe that's it.
Like that game should be in prime time. And I get it. It's easy.
Even if it turned out to be the Thursday night game. Like I would, if you told me that week 15, Seattle would be normal and the Raider game would be Thursday Night Football, I would choose that. Because the one thing Thursday Night Football you felt when it'd be like Niners, Cardinals, or Raiders, Chargers, if you get a good matchup of just like, I like to see these two colors, or there's something built in, like you said, the rivalry, it can work. Don't you think Niners and Raiders would have worked for Thursday Night Football?
Oh, God. It would. I think they are underestimating it. Because we don't get, when do they play again?
They don't. I mean, they play every 4 years. I guess they'd have to match up on the AFC, NFC Week 18 game, right? They'd have to be the same.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to be the second place team or first place team or third place team, right? Whatever they end up matching up.
Yeah.
That'll be a big swing. I guess the NFC West, you won't be able to avoid potentially a good team if you draw them next year, right?
Right.
I mean, all 4 teams could be good, so it doesn't really matter.
Denver, a little risky here. Denver's got 5. Denver's got Monday Night Football against Seattle. They got the Niners Sunday Night Football week 3. They got week 5. They host Indy. They've got week 6. They front-loaded Denver's primetime games. Week 6 at the Chargers. And then week 14, they host Kansas City. So Denver has 4 games in prime time in the first 6 weeks. That's insane. 4 games in prime time in the first 6 weeks.